Hey YouTube, Wayne's Fish Tanks 99 here, back at it for another video. On this week's video, it's going to be all about betta fish 101, so taking care of a betta fish. So I got my betta fish from my local fish store, and it's a half moon betta. When I bought it, it was white or colorless, and right now it is in the process of changing color. So that's one of the neat things about the white betta fish, is that they slowly start to change color as they get older. So right now mine, on the sides for scales, it's starting to get black and a little blue, and then as well as the fins, they're starting to get blue on the side, so it's kind of a light neon blue, but we'll see how the colors turn out later on, as you can't really tell until they're fully colored up what color they'll be. The average lifespan for a betta fish in the hobby is about 2 to 4 years. A lot of people's bettas do live 8 to 10 years, but the reason that there's such a big age discrepancy is that most people that buy a betta don't know how to take care of it, and that's why they don't live as long. But on average, a betta that's well taken care of, it's got a large enough tank, and that the owner knows how to take care of it, they probably last between 8 and 10 years. Minimum tank size, so most pet stores will recommend, I don't know, a 2.5 gallon little tank, but you definitely need something bigger. I would say the minimum that I would use is a 5-gallon tank. Right now I have one betta in a 20-gallon, but that's only for my personal preference. I don't want to put them in a small little container. What's the point, right? It's just going to be swimming in circles and it's got nowhere to go. So at least in the 20-gallon tank downstairs, it's got ample swimming room, it's got places to hide and all that stuff. So I think a 5-gallon is probably the smallest size that you can have. And as you can see in my tank downstairs that I showed before, it's got 2 areas. One side of the tank is mainly for open swimming, where it can show off its colors and spread its fins out and eat and stuff like that. And the other side is mostly for hiding, where it can hide in the decor and hide in behind the plants and all that stuff, which is definitely important, because if your betta fish is ever scared, or if it's stressed out, it's going to need to find somewhere to hide, just that it won't see if you walk by the tank or whatever else. It's not recommended that you keep more than one betta in a tank, except for if it's multiple females. Obviously the two, that's why they're called Siamese fighting fish, because if you put 2 males in a tank together, they will nip at each other to the point where one probably will kill the other one. Now females aren't as aggressive as the males, so I wouldn't recommend maybe keeping 2 in a tank, but maybe keeping 4 or 5, just to kind of spread the aggression out so they don't all gang up on, just so it's not one-on-one. That way they can kind of all hold their own and protect each other. So I would recommend probably 5 in a tank if you're going to keep more than one. Water temperature, I would say between 68 to 81 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's pretty much tropical water levels, or water temperature levels. So you kind of want to mimic their water temperature that they would live in the wild. And for pH, between 6.5 to 7.5, so that being slightly acidic, also because that's what water parameters they have where they're from in the nature. So they are mainly carnivores. So you want to feed them a high protein-rich flake or pellet. No like sinking wafers that you would feed to like algae eaters, because they're carnivores. What I like to throw in every couple days or once a week is a little bit of brine shrimp, or even some bloodworms. That way, that's meat right there for them, so they'll be a lot healthier, and it's a good tasty snack for them. There's lots of different varieties of betta fish. So there's the placket betta, the half moon betta, the crown tail betta. There's probably 15 or 20 different bettas, but that's just to name a few. mainly the big difference is just how their fins are shaped. So obviously the half moon kind of goes halfway around the fish. The double tail, it's got 2 tails. The placket's got a couple different tails, so it's just all, that's why they all have different colors. And just a fun little fact, the most expensive betta ever sold was in Thailand. In Thailand it sold for, if you convert the dollars, $1,500 US. So yeah, so it's a pretty expensive fish. And the reason why it was so expensive is because it had the colors of the Thailand flag on its fins, so that's why it sold for so expensive. Yeah, so that's pretty much just a little bit of information for anybody that's going to set up a betta tank. Just so you guys have some of the basic information you need so that your betta fish is healthy and is going to live at least 7 to 10 years, which would be nice, rather than the 2 to 4. I just find that people just walk into the pet store, see the fish in a little container and want to rescue it, but then they really don't know how to take care of it either. So hopefully this video will help you guys out if you guys are trying to look for a fish, or if you already have one, how to set up a proper tank for it. So yeah, that's going to be it for this week's video. If you guys like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any comments, you can feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. And as always, if you like my content, please subscribe and spread the word around. And I will see you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.